So this year I set about 14 or 15 goals, and I have accomplished about 12 of those goals, which have included closing on my first international property, getting signed to a talent agency, traveling to different countries outside of Europe, getting into the gym, getting into shape, and some other major goals, you guys, that I can't wait to talk about next year. I really just wanted to come back and share my goals framework because I know that it will help someone. I feel like one of the most important things that I do that allows me to accomplish my goals is I separate the goals from the tasks that I need to do and to complete to achieve that goal. You kind of have to think about your goals as like a wider project. Like, you don't just have this big project and then just go ahead and start working at it. Usually you want to break that down into different tasks. So for example, earlier on this year, I had the goal that I really wanted to get signed to an agency by at least Q1 or Q2 of this year. And the task that I had set for that goal was like come up with a list of agencies that I can potentially reach out to come up with my first quarter plan for YouTube. And then for each of these tasks as well, I also gave myself a deadline for when they need to be done by. And if you can't think about the tasks that are associated with your goals, one of the reasons might be the fact that your goal is actually a task and not a goal. So for example, like sign up to the gym. Signing up to the gym is not a goal. Signing up to the gym is a task. Saying that you want to go to the gym 3 times a week in 2023, that is not necessarily a goal. In my definition, for me, that would be a habit that I want to develop. Whereas the goal might be that I want to reduce my weight to X amount, and the habit that's going to get me there is going to the gym 3 times a week. This is such a simple step, but for me, it's a game changer because I never find myself in that situation where I've set a goal, but I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what to do to be able to accomplish my goal because I've broken down that goal into the different tasks that I need to accomplish. The next thing, which I've kind of touched on as well, is the habit. So I have a goal, then I break that down into tasks, and I also break it down into habits. And the reason why the habits are so important is because I know that if I become the person that my goal requires of me, the goal is guaranteed to arrive, right? Let's just take the example of the fitness one, right? If I've cut my daily calories by 200 calories and I'm going to the gym 3-4 times a week, there is no way that I'm not gonna arrive at the goal of wanting to reduce my weight. Like, because I've already become the person that would have attained that goal. And that's what your habits do. If you know that you want to go into a different line of work, you want to change your job, blah, 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 one of the habits that you might want to develop is that every Saturday morning you send out 10 CVs and then you also do some research into the industry that you're trying to move into. What setting my goals in this manner has really allowed me to do is to do the research and really understand the goal that I'm setting for myself, rather than just writing a list on the 31st of December or the 1st of January of all these things, but having no actual action plan to actually how to achieve the goal. Trust me, you guys, just try this out. And the thing is, once you've set these habits and the tasks, you can almost forget about the goal and just focus on the habits and the tasks. And the reason why that's important is because those are the things that you can actually control. Sometimes when you just think about this high level goal, it comes with a lot of anxiety and a lot of stress because you're like, I don't know how the hell this thing is gonna happen. When you just focus on the things that you can control, it's a lot easier to actually take action, because a lot of people are so scared by the goal that they set that they take no action, and then what happens is they write the same goal year after year after year. Another example, you guys know that I love Notion. I have been using Notion since I joined YouTube. Like, I literally have a video in 2020 on Notion. I have a 2021 video. I have 2022 videos. I have so many different videos, and I've really wanted to work with Notion for my whole YouTube career. This wasn't something that I could do just straight off the bat because I was a lot smaller. And so what I told myself is just focus on the things that you can control, which is posting consistently on YouTube, and making sure that the quality of your content is good, and continue making Notion videos just as you would. And guys, guess who is the sponsor of this video? Notion. And if you guys are wondering about the pop-ups that you have been seeing as the video has been going on, that is Notion. I genuinely use Notion every single day. If you follow me on Instagram, if you follow the Fitzy page on Instagram, you know this. Notion is the perfect tool for getting anything done. Not only is it good for personal use, it's also a great tool to use when you're working with a team, because you can easily collaborate with people, add them to your board, assign them tasks, etc. So I'll just actually show you guys. I actually have a workspace of my own for whenever I'm working with a team, and what I literally just do is I'll just add someone to the board and then set their weekly tasks in there. And it's really good because you can also have conversations, back and forth conversations with the person in Notion. You can set deadlines. It's literally just an amazing tool to just helping you keep things organized. So when someone new joins as well, all you have to do is add them to the board, and then all the onboarding information is there, and you can also set their tasks in there. And I just really love Notion. So if you're looking to get started with Notion for yourself, if you want to use it for like a goal setting system, or even if you want to use it for a team, you can sign up using the link in the description box. Okay, so we've discussed the framework that I use to achieve my goals, and that stuff is all very methodical and kind of logical. But I also think that when you are going after your goals, it's also important to have that mental, emotional, and social support. And so the other three things that I think have definitely helped me to accomplish most of my goals is leadership, community, and accountability. The reason why leadership is so important is because a lot of the time when we are setting goals, especially if you're setting goals that are aligned with you evolving and becoming a better self and whatever, a lot of the time it might actually involve you doing something that you don't know how to do yet, evolving into a field that you don't know anything about. And what I found is that working with some sort of leadership or expert in that field helped me to accomplish those goals a lot quicker, because you can either pay with your time, right? You can spend loads of time researching what the best fitness plan is. You can spend loads of time researching how to get a first class, or you could just go to somebody who already has done that before and get all of your information there, because they've spent 10 years or 3 years or 2 years already doing all of that stuff, and you can go to them for that support. And that's what I've done with a lot of my goals. I think the easiest one to just talk about is the fitness one, because everyone can relate to that. When I started my fitness journey earlier on this year, I hired a PT. Hiring a PT has definitely been a game changer to why I've been so consistent and disciplined in the gym. They may have seen loads of people go through that journey before, or they themselves might have been through that journey, and so often they can give really solid, good advice on how to achieve that goal. You might think that you need to move a whole mountain to achieve that goal, but if you go to someone who has experience in whatever it is, they might tell you actually you only need to climb up 3 hills. And so leadership for you, for your goal, it might just be going to a mentor, it might be going to your parents, it might be going to someone who's already got that first class, it might be going to someone who's already achieved that fitness goal that you have achieved. It might be paying for a coach, it might be paying for a PT or whatever, but actually going to someone who can kind of be like your leader, your mentor, your guide in that goal is a massive game changer. Another thing is also building community. And the reason why you want to build a community is because those are the people you can rely on in an everyday scenario. Those are the people who you can complain to, but those are people who are likely also going on that same journey with you as well. And so it's just nice to have 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, 5 people on that journey, as opposed to just one person. So this can be in the form of an accountability partner. For me, for my goals, what I kind of like to do is to create, especially like a social media kind of bubble around the goals that I want to accomplish, or the things that I'm working on. When you go on my social medias, you will know what goals I'm working on, because my feed will be filled with that. There's actually a favorites function on Instagram. I don't know if you guys know this, but then you can actually see a feed only from people who you actually want to see, and I usually curate that around the goals that I'm trying to accomplish. It's so helpful. Going on social media every day and seeing people work out, I'm like, I'm gonna get to the gym. Like I will go to the gym. I will go to the gym because that's what I see on a daily basis. And then when I feel like actually I kind of need some guidance, I have the leadership there. Another sort of framework that I kind of use to kind of see why I'm not accomplished in a goal is FIDSI. So focus, intentionality, discipline, and consistency. And I noticed that, I think it was last year when I actually realized this, that for any of the goals that I wasn't accomplishing, for anywhere that I wanted to be and that I wasn't, it was either that I was lacking focus in that area, or I was lacking intentionality. And then the way I like to describe intentionality is when the actions that you are taking are kind of divorced from the goal that you are trying to achieve. The last 2, discipline and consistency, are self-explanatory, but if you're going to achieve a goal, and if it's a big goal, you're likely going to need to be disciplined to some extent, and then you need to be disciplined consistently, because it's not just being disciplined for the first month of the year or the first week of the year. You need to carry on that discipline consistently, and that is it, you guys. That is how I have accomplished the majority of my goals. Even the ones that I haven't fully ticked off yet, I am so much closer, and for me that is always a win. And this is why I usually say that I can't fail my goals, because I know that if I take the actions and I become that person, even if I haven't hit that goal yet, I am closer. Like you guys saw with Notion, it took, I don't know what, like 2.5 years to be sponsored by Notion, but they are finally sponsoring a video, and that is amazing. Like, I'm so glad that I get to work with them. So thank you so much, Notion, for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to check out the link in the description box. And if you want to know more about this sort of goal stuff, I would definitely recommend the Behind the Hustle playlist, because that is the reality of being a goal-getter. It's literally the behind the scenes of being a goal-getter. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. If you did, please give it a like.